Hello from Seattle. I've been here for almost a week now, and my top 3 takeaways so far have been: 1, it's pricey, which I'd heard, but I don't think it fully sunk in for me until I started paying the money, which was also partially my own fault because I booked it last minute. I think just because the past couple weeks were so busy. But 2, it's really cold, so it's gotten down into the 30s over the past couple nights, and so now I'm like living in this hat and coat, and any puffy that I own I'd just like layer on. 3, the food is really good, which I think is hopefully to be expected if it's gonna be pricey. But there's so many places to try. There's a Japanese place not too far from where I'm staying. Chipotle's still Chipotle. There's some sirens. I'm basically gonna lean into the whole experience and just like understand that these couple weeks are probably going to cost more than my typical living expenses. But I have done some of the touristy things, like go to Pike's Place Market and walk around there. I went to Cherry Street Coffee House to just do some people watching and kind of check out the area at first. And then I also went to Vertical World, which is I think it said it's America's oldest climbing gym, which was kind of cool to go there. And from there, I also got recommendations for other things to do. I drove around Discovery Park, which was a lot of fun. Yesterday, after work, I decided to go out in search of the world's best mac and cheese, which is one of the recommendations I got from somebody at the climbing gym. I found it at Beecher's Handmade Cheese. That took me back to Pike's Place Market. So let's ask past Melissa, what is your response to the world's best mac and cheese? So would try again. Probably would get a smaller amount because by the end of it I was like, oh no, too much of a good thing. But it was really good mac and cheese. I would definitely highly recommend it. Outside of that, I have really just been working and hanging out. Oh, but something else for me personally is like I've been really interested in sleep. So I actually track my sleep with the Oura Ring, and this week has been the first week in a long time that I've broken the barriers to get into the 90s for both sleep score and readiness score. So I'm playing with some habits and things to try there, like only 1 cup of coffee and only in the morning, which seems pretty obvious if you know anything about caffeine, but can be difficult to implement if you love coffee or I guess are in the city of coffee. I don't know if this is the city of coffee, but there are a ton of coffee places around. Also tried out an infrared sauna, so I'd done that a little bit in Austin, but it just felt so cold over the past week that I wanted to get warmed up, and I went there and I think it was a good option. Outside of that, just kind of reading about sleep. I'm reading this book called Why We Sleep, which I've tried to read before, and this time I really plan to make it all the way through. So that's pretty exciting. I could talk about sleep for a while. Let's see, anything else do I want to mention in this update? Yeah, so after Bend, because that was my last update, I actually drove to Smith Rock to do the Smith Cragin Classic, which was a ton of fun. It was this event where there were clinics that you could take to learn something about climbing, and then there were a ton of vendors in the area and just like different prizes that you could win through raffles or competitions, and that was a lot of fun. Won some stuff in a raffle, and I'm pretty excited to get to use it in the future. And it also reminded me of Big Bend. It was very like desert beauty-ish, mountainy. Yeah, so I'll probably put like a little bit of footage at the end of this from that because I took some while I was there and then I just got too busy to put it up. The other thing is when I got back, I was staying in Vancouver, Washington again, and I finally took the Planet Granite lead class. The other thing that I did was I finally took a lead class. I'd been wanting to take one for probably a year, and I tried to take one in the summer, but stuff just happened that I couldn't finish it, and now I have the knowledge and the power. So that was fun to get to learn a little bit more about that and just make some new friends. But that's it for now. I'll be headed to a different part of Seattle in like a day or two, and yeah, just I generated like I'm a robot. I came up with some new personal goals for the end of the year that I'm excited about, just around like where I want to go from like investments or career and personal life and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to start to roll those out as well. But I hope you all are doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alright, I don't know if you can see them, but the people that I climbed with are pretty much straight ahead. I guess this is like when I tried to share the Florida alligators. We're on camera for nature, but we work with what we have.